You've heard it, I've heard it, your boss has definitely heard it. Lean into it. Everybody's saying nowadays to lean into it. Seems harmless enough, right? But what does it actually mean, and why is it suddenly everywhere? Well, it turns out, this is one of those corporate buzzwords that's creeping its way into nearly every conversation, from team meetings to motivational speeches. You hear it and think, oh, we're going to lean into this challenge, because that's totally how people talk in real life. So, where did this phrase come from? Well, it's actually got roots in sports, particularly in baseball. You know, when a batter leans into a pitch, it means they're, well, taking it head on, accepting the risk. Seems pretty straightforward. But now, it's turned into one of those fancy ways to say embrace the thing that's coming at you or face the challenge directly. And the more it gets used, the less it actually means anything. But when corporate overlords get a hold of a term, they really lean into it. And that's where it gets weird. Lean into has transformed into the catch-all phrase for any kind of action in business. Whether you're talking about a new project, a new product, or maybe just more paperwork, suddenly, everything has to be leaned into. Which, let's face it, is just corporate speak for we've got no idea what we're doing, but hey, let's act confident about it. Now, why does this phrase annoy us so much? For one, it's the vagueness. It sounds like something important is about to be said, but it's just nothing dressed up with a fancy word. Lean into it. Yeah, that's really going to fix everything, isn't it? It's like saying we'll just throw some buzzwords at this and hope it works out. And worst of all, we're all expected to like it. And then there's the double standard. Corporate leaders tell us to lean into discomfort or challenges, but when's the last time they leaned into a real issue like, I don't know, work-life balance or actual productivity problems? Instead, they're telling us to lean in while they lean back in their leather chairs, probably leaning into a six-figure bonus. So, why are we still hearing it everywhere? Because corporate America loves words that sound important without actually saying anything. Just imagine if everything was described this way. We're going to lean into that traffic jam, or let's lean into this new Netflix show, I guess. Honestly, just stop leaning into everything. There are only so many metaphors before the leaning gets, well, uncomfortable. You know what? Sometimes there's no room to lean. You just have to get the job done. So there you have it. If you're tired of hearing lean into, you're not alone. It's just another buzzword trying to sound deeper than it is. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to leave the leaning behind. Unless, of course, you're really leaning into a good nap. Then by all means, lean away.